What's going on, everybody? Donnie here. Just wanted to make this video to let you all know about one of the most amazing superfoods in the world. I make juice out of it pretty much every single day and have some in the morning, and it'll give me a massive energy hit. It's got a range of benefits. It can dramatically boost your iron levels. For example, my girlfriend's younger brother had an iron deficiency, and without any supplementation or anything and completely on a vegan diet, he went from having low iron to having high iron within the normal range. Just from having this superfood. And I just wanted to make this video basically just to show you what it is, show you how you can make a juice with it without actually using a juicer, and just let you know about some of the benefits and how to identify it in your garden, because I could almost guarantee you have it growing somewhere on your property. It's a little bit of a hidden superfood. You won't need to go and spend tons of money on expensive supplements and everything. It contains vitamin A, vitamin B1, B2, B3 and B12, as well as vitamin C and vitamin D. It also contains high levels of iron, calcium, magnesium, potassium, phosphorus, manganese, selenium, zinc, oleic acid, gamma-linolenic acid, flavonoids, bioflavonoids, and even saponins. I don't know what the hell a saponin is, but it contains that. Yeah, it's really good. It is super good for you. So you guys get to join us in our beautifully clean kitchen this evening when we show you how to make a very quick and easy juice with this superfood. Sweet, so we will cruise down to the garden now and I will reveal this amazing superfood to you. I'm going to pick some and I'll let you know all about the health benefits of it. Then we're going to come back here and show you how to whip up a quick juice with it. So the name of it is, it's called chickweed, and yeah, basically it is just as it sounds. It's pretty much just a weed that grows in your garden and amongst all of your plants. So it's literally everywhere. We have a bigger garden than most people, but you should be able to pick a sufficient amount to make juice with. So it's this stuff here. So this is what you're looking for. It has a white flower in the center. Generally, it has one strip of hair down one side of it. We have a massive garden. We're quite lucky. We share a property with my partner's parents, so but it is very easy to find. Our neighbour's garden is a lot smaller and it grows everywhere in there. You can make juices with it. You can eat it raw, chuck it in salads, do whatever you want with it. So we were going to pick about a tray full of it and juice it up, and that will last us about 3 days. I found when I had glandular fever that it helped a lot. Drinking chickweed juice helped a lot with the fatigue and yeah, my overall sort of energy levels, and that could be just due to the fact of how nutrient dense it is. One of the nutrients that it is quite high in as well is protein that I didn't mention before. Half a cup of dried chickweed leaves will give you about 14-15 grams of protein. It just has like a fresh sweetness, kind of like lettuce or slight bitter taste, sort of like spinach, I guess. It's not unpleasant to eat at all. It's quite nice.
It's the only vegetable my little brother will eat, really. As
well as all the health benefits that I've sort of already talked about with being able to boost your iron and how it's given me tons of energy. It helps people with intestinal problems. It also helps to cleanse your blood and your lymphatic system. In Europe, it actually is sold as a superfood. It's great for weight loss. It breaks down fat. I've also been reading, and people believe it can also break down tumors, which is pretty incredible, really. So we've got a good harvest of chickweed now. That is enough for a juice, so that will last us a few days. It's quite nice being down here in the garden as well. I quite like it. I like the vibe. We've got Lejean's mother down here with the ducks. It's a beautiful scene. And Swoo's just picking a little bit of celery just to chuck in the juice as well, just to boost those nutrients a little more. So what's celery good for, Woo?
So it's very alkalizing. It's high in iron and lots of nutrients. It's good stuff. This is a special kind of...
It's great for cleansing.
Yes, very good. This is a special kind of celery. It's kind of like smaller and more nutrient dense than your normal celery, and you like this patch.
That's strong. That's really strong. It's not as nice as the chickweed.
No, it's very strong.
It's very strong. It's honestly, yeah, You can eat the chickweed raw, but
Yeah, so this patch of celery has been growing here for like 6 months, and you just pick some and it regrows and regrows. It's pretty awesome.
sweet. So we've got our greens all ready to juice. This is what we're dealing with, guys. For everyone who asks me how I get my iron or says that I don't get enough iron on a vegan diet, this is what I consume. My iron levels are really good. And also I'm getting a ton of other nutrients which probably most of the planet is deficient in. So before we juice it, I'm just going to chuck it in the sink and give it a quick rinse. And when you're rinsing off the chickweed as well, it's a good time to check for anything that isn't chickweed. It's very easy to identify, so basically just if it's anything that's not the chickweed, maybe give it a toss. Don't want to be poisoning yourself now.
Oh, got him. The leaves are not rounded. He's bad. I'm washing it because I'm faster at washing. Donnie will be about 10 to 15 minutes.
Another great thing about it is that it contains B12, which on a vegan diet I thought was actually impossible to get from a plant-based source, but it actually turns out that chickweed does contain vitamin B12, which is the sort of one nutrient that on a vegan diet it is kind of easy if you don't keep track of it or supplement you can become deficient in. This is the final lemon. I've come out to pick this little fella to chuck him in the juice to just make it taste a little nicer. Hope you've had a nice time growing out here, little fella, because it's all over. It's game over for you now, buddy. No more lemons. It's gone. Right, so now that we've got our mountain of chickweed, basically it's just time to juice it. We use our big fruit juicer for like veggie and fruit juices and stuff like that, but we find that we sort of get the most out of it if we actually use a blender to make juice out of it. So you can use pretty much any blender as long as it's good. This one here is an extremely good blender. We were just using our cheap old Breville blender for a while. It just takes slightly longer, but it still works. So basically what you want to do is put between 500 mils and a litre of water, just depending on how much chickweed you have. So I'll probably chuck about 750 mils of water in there. So you chuck a bit of water in and you grab a good amount of greens and sort of just stuff it in. So once it sort of blends down, you just keep adding more chickweed until it gets thick, really, and then you can strain it off. So using a fine nut milk bag, I find, is the best for doing this. If you put it through a nut milk bag, you can really wring it out and squeeze it until your greens are bone dry. So we just did our first lot of juice. We got quite a lot of juice out of it. And if you have more chickweed to juice like we have, we love the stuff, you can just put that green juice back into the blender and sort of repeat the process until you've juiced all your chickweed. This is going to make just the most potent, like, concentrated energy fuel. If you think about it, chimps and like gorillas, they are very strong and fit and healthy. The sort of animal that we're most closely related to, and they eat tons of greens. They eat a lot of greens, but you know, they're lucky enough they're not sort of caught up in a busy lifestyle like us humans. So they can kind of just roam about and eat their greens all day. They're always just munching on their greens. I believe their teeth and their jaws are strong enough to still get all the nutrients out of it. And the way humans have developed, our teeth and our jaws are not as capable of getting all the nutrients out of the greens that we actually eat. So making a juice like this that's so dense in nutrients is a really good sort of way, or a bit of a health hack, really, a bit of a shortcut for us to get all of our nutrients that we need with our sort of busy lifestyles. You only need to whip one of these up, you know, a couple of times a week, and you will be flying. I decided to chuck my juicing apron on. So after juicing all the chickweed, that's the amount of juice we got, and literally after straining it all out, that's all the fibre that's left over afterwards. What we like to do is mix it with other juice that we make. We like to add a few carrots, a few green apples, some ginger and turmeric and some limes makes it taste beautiful. So that amount of juice will probably last us at least a few days, if not for the majority of the week. You only need a tiny bit. As I said, it's super potent, and we'll probably mix it with some other juice. After having a shot of that stuff, you just want a boogie. So believe it or not, it's actually the next day. We've been up all night, we're that productive. The sun's literally just about to rise.
Been partying all night. Got too much energy.
I'm just pulling your nipple. So anyway, that was my video about chickweed. I hope you enjoyed it, and I really hope you got some sort of value from it. I do encourage you to go and try and find this magical weed, because it is amazing. It is literally one of the healthiest things on the planet, and hardly anybody even knows it exists. I feel quite privileged to live where I do and have so much of it and actually know what it is, but it grows pretty much everywhere. And it is amazing. It's real high in iron, calcium, zinc. It's got a number of your B vitamins. It even has B12, vitamin C, vitamin D. It's amazing for energy. It's amazing for your skin. It's amazing for weight loss. It is an insane superfood. Like, I literally, if you consume enough of this stuff, I reckon you'd probably evolve into Superman, which is what I'm trying to do. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you got some sort of value out of it, or enjoyed the video, please feel free to give me a like and a subscribe if you deem me worthy. If not, that's all good also. Good night, people. Have a beautiful night.